Good morning. It is Monday, August 18th, and that means two things. Yes, daytime light is good for you, but you should still wear sunscreen and put on your sunglasses if you're going to be out for more than 20 minutes. Take care of yourselves out there. It's also time for the lighting industry news brief brought to you by KeystoneTech.com and their exit signs and emergency units. They have a lot of options to suit what you and your clients' needs. On their exit signs, they've got red letters, green letters, white housings, black housings. If you need edge lit, they've got that too. On the emergency side, they've got round styles, square styles, multiple lumen outputs. They will sell these to you in combo kits so you can mix and match and get what your client needs. And all of these are backed by Keystone's warranty for their power supplies, which is great because they're emergency units and their power supplies need to work. That's Light Made Easy. That's KeystoneTech.com. That's the link in the description. Let's get into the news. The U.S. Department of Energy has announced new funds for critical minerals, with $1 billion to advance extraction, production, refinement, and recycling of key materials in securing rare earths. Vulcan has secured $65 million in venture funding with this new round going to the rare earths extractor. Energy Star still might actually end. While it survived the last budget bill, there is still the possibility of cutting the program entirely or shifting it to a private NGO. This, again, Energy Star only certifies downlights as far as NAILD is concerned. Signify is opening a new plant in Egypt with $50 million to open a new factory there. ABB is expanding their Canadian facility. They're going to combine the Iberville and Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu into a new space just outside Montreal, Quebec. That's going to cost them $100 million US. On the tariff tracker, the U.S.-China trade truce has been extended by another 90 days. The Chinese economy did lag last month. The wholesale price index is up 0.9%. Sales of cardboard boxes is down, which is often an indicator of economic downturns to follow. And the province of Ontario is planning on offering mostly steelworkers, aluminum millers, and auto manufacturers. But anyone hit by tariffs might qualify for $1 billion in relief loans. We have Q2 at LST with a negative net margin of 5%. Q3 at Simons shows revenue is up 5%. Signify's share buyback continues. This week, 63,000 shares came back to the board at an average of 21.12 euros apiece. Q3 at Emerson shows 53 cents per share as a dividend planned coming soon. If you've already got shares, you're already going to enjoy that. We have new financing found by JLL. They have secured $352.7 million in new funding. LumiAd is celebrating their first ever 3D Unleashed design competition for 3 winners, winning this first ever event for designing 3D printed luminaires. I was on the Get a Grip on Lighting last week, as was Webster Marsh, Ron Kuzmar, and Chris O'Shea. Catch up on that show. It's pretty good. Pretty good couple of weeks. Presentix is a new Canadian company entering the UV disinfection market. They have a portfolio of options, and they are targeting healthcare spaces for now. We have new changes in U.S. float glass regulations that have led to increased prices. Specifically, illuminated mirrors now cost 400% more. Warshower has earned the Bronze Eagle. This is a wholesaler prize from Simons. Toronto Lighting Supply is celebrating their 10th year in business. In rep agency updates, Lutron has picked ELA and Synergy in New York. Cantex has picked Bell & McCoy in 4 different states. Noarc has picked CCS in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. And Lux Illuminaire has partnered with Moxie in New York and New Jersey. In legal briefs, we have a settlement in principle in Signify versus Lighton. The patent case has been paused while their counsels finish paperwork that would actually close it. The Patent and Trademark Appeals Board has limited the complaints in Signify v. Luminex, which means that the Menards case is now more limited. It's down to the number of patents in question are reduced. Apple has resolved a patent issue for their LED sensors, which means that your Apple Watch can now continue to monitor your blood oxygen. We have a ruling in the Malazgar case, which shows that Focal Point is liable under some of the complaints alleged, so that'll go forward again, smaller scale. And a Airbnb managing couple has sued a special lighting district in Conway, California. Specifically, the Kearsarge Special Lighting Precinct has somehow earned authority over short-term rentals, and they don't think that should be the case. Okay. In events and webinars, registration is now open for Light and Health Research Center courses. These are online courses in lighting design and light and human health, and you can apply for them right now. The UN will be hosting a Dark and Quiet Skies workshop in Vienna in December. The call for speakers is open right now. You can register later if you plan on going. In IoT news, we have new Matter updates coming. Version 14.2 is mostly about stability. Singled smart light sources are experiencing outages. Also, that means they've cut Alexa support. Skykes has reported on Q2 with revenue up 8%. Pittsburgh has picked Dim On Off for their new smart city partner. IoT healthcare devices have leaked 1 million users' data. This is based on connected scanning devices, so MRIs and X-rays, but they were all hacked by, or determined to be hacked by a white hat group called Mondat. Comcast is adding video and Wi-Fi on a Georgia trail. So if you're in Tucker, Georgia, you have smart park pathways to look forward to. We have a rumor that shows that the next Hue Bridge update will effectively turn lamps into motion sensors using a Zigbee trick. We've been talking about this the entire run of the show. There is the capacity for SSLs to use signal strength to determine occupancy. Apple Home might be building a robot. Their next version of their hub might look a lot like an iMac G4. In research and development, circadian lighting reduces falls in hospitals. This is a 5-month study of a rehab ward in an ICU that found that timed tuning and dimming does help older patients in particular. Pedestrian lighting is good, actually. So lighting and shade placement does boost walkers and health in cities. FlexHab has built a new lighting space for space travelers. This is an ESA project that aims to build lighting for lunar habitats. The Walker Living Lab builds lighting for aging homeowners. This is a new smart home project that may help people navigate that other final frontier. We have a new wavelength study in chicken-centric lighting. The University of Arkansas has determined a new lighting formula to benefit the poultry industry, and interior lighting might fix Tesla sickness. Tesla sickness is not what I feel when I see a Cybertruck. Is a new form of nausea and motion sickness related to the much more sudden acceleration and braking rates in electric vehicles. And so lighting cues might be able to fix that. Might. We have a review of Vandate phosphor materials showing that this might be a viable option in solid-state lighting tech. On the dark side of things, we have a survey that says, yeah, it's hard to sleep in ICUs and we can fix that. Blind cave fish, i.e. fish that have never seen the light of day, have circadian rhythms too. Alan does harm the mating habits of glowworms. We have bird vocalizations changing under Alan. The Audubon Society has begun their fall migration awareness campaign with a pledge to dedicate yourself to maintaining your lighting and encouraging others to do the same. Dark Sky International has named the winners of their Capture the Dark photo contest. Low orbit objects from AST do create radio pollution, and in something that is not sponsored that is pretty cool, Hydrel path and step lighting has been recognized by Dark Sky through their fixture certification program. Jefferson City, Missouri wants to go dark sky, but they don't know actually how to shop for fixtures. NYC Chinatown residents are pushing back on a jail expansion specifically related to lighting in their neighborhood. SpaceX has pledged to pay to rehabilitate a Texas beach, which would include environmentally safe lighting. Madison, New Jersey hosted a darkness workshop. Banks Peninsula, New Zealand is seeking dark sky reserve status. A Fort Myers Beach project includes turtle safe lighting advocacy. Hatching season has begun in Naples, Florida. People are watching out for nests there. In Hinsdale, Illinois, they have approved an 8-foot sign after assurances that there won't be any lighting trespass. Clarksville City, Tennessee has begun to start enforcing bylaws related to digital signage. Nobody likes lighting at this Gloucester County Cricket Club. And in northern Arizona, their university sports team will be returning to their seasonal name change. The Lumberjacks will be playing under the name Astrojacks to celebrate the Flagstaff, Arizona dark sky status and sell some jerseys that are limited edition. Heck, I might buy one, not going to lie. On the horticultural side of things, tea plants need lighting controls. FOS has partnered with Inexo. Canadesis is planning on building grow boxes for space travelers. A French team has found that mustard greens grow just fine in reduced gravity conditions. Area 2 farms have opened their second farm in Fairfax City, Virginia, and Light has opened their new HQ in the Netherlands. In recommended reading, all these links and more, so many links on nail.org. Check it out. You can find out about light in decor, LEDs in schools, what incentives survived the last budget bill. ESCO businesses might be worth $27 billion next year. Am I overreacting? My girlfriend turns on too many lamps and doesn't turn them off. Smart home amenities are good for landlords. Ending Energy Star might be bad for landlords. We have how to turn NFC tags into smart home tech, especially if you host a lot of guests. We have standalone 5G rollouts on the rise. BMW will no longer offer laser headlights. Warehouses are currently hiding the price increases of tariffs for now. We have 3 smart outdoor lights that don't suck. We have well standards and ergonomics. We have purple streetlights, still a thing. On the case study side of things, we have the U of Guelph landscape architecture grads that renovated the Canadian Canoe Museum. Case study of Greg Pranzo's career. We have Keystone's relighting project of the Wisconsin Dells Dome, and we have a case study of the interior lighting of a senior community. In local news, Massachusetts homeowners might get free energy assessments. Efficiency Vermont is doubling incentives for businesses. Oklahoma legislators are spending their campaign funds on security, including lighting for their homes and offices. The Georgia DOT is awarding not quite $100 million in new contracts. We have the Kansas Department of Transportation also awarding considerable numbers in new contracts. Florida cities are demanding a return of planning powers from the state. Alliant Energy is offering new grants, and we have new energy grants in Alabama's Black Belt. That's a historically black community region. They may or may not be good at martial arts. I don't know. End Metal Theft is a community advocacy group, and they have partnered with both Glendale and Tempe, Arizona, in attempts to reduce copper thefts in the area. Hendersonville City Council is planning a streetlight switch project. Seattle, Washington is offering new grants to small businesses. Kelso, Washington is planning renovations at their Hall of Justice. Louisville, Kentucky Metro is raising court fees so that they can pay for renos at all of their judicial buildings. Pulaski, Kentucky schools are getting $3 million in tax credits to renovate. Welland, Ontario is redesigning their lighting plan at Civic Square. Fort St. John, BC is changing park lighting projects to suit new budgets. West Hartford, Connecticut is planning changes to night visibility. Superior, Wisconsin is adding lighting to all of their bus shelters. Dunkirk, New York is awarding capital project money to schools Richfield, Minnesota, has completed a smart lighting project at one of their schools. Alba, Oklahoma, is paying for lighting at their sports fields. Santa Maria, California, their high school football teams have to play during the day until a lighting issue can be fixed. Lansing, Kansas, is debating Title IX issues related to their sports field lighting. I didn't know we still had Title IX. Right. That's good, actually. Title IX, rock on. Portland, Oregon, parents are demanding more lighting ahead of the Grandma Bowl. Medicine Hat, Alberta, is lettifying a dozen sports facilities inside and out. Toledo, Ohio, is investigating their rusted poles. St. Mary's, Ontario, will now be hosting to a illuminated costume kayak event. It's goofy, but I like it. Foster City, California, is planning lighting interventions in hopes of countering Canada gooses. This should actually go on the dark side thing. I should have flipped that. If you got a problem with Canada gooses, you got a problem with me. And I suggest you let that marinate. Internationally, tourism funds in Albania are turning into lighting projects, at least in the south. We have new solar lighting going up in Yemen. We have new solar projects going ahead in Uganda. And Castle Point, Essex is returning to all-night street lighting after 9 years. The Blue Ridge Bobcats have secured a Virginia Tourism Award for their new lighting, and St. Petersburg, Florida, will be paying for repairs to Tropicana Field. In People news, Elemental LED has picked Kent Bokenhauer as their regional sales manager. We have new Knuckles Fund recipients named. Rick Leeds has been named the head of B2B at Lewis Paulson. Michael Nielsen has been named SOM at Rod Roy. We have Chris Bradburn being named the president of Viking Electric. And we have a series of new appointments to new positions at Prismian. In things that are weird, I guess, it's been a weird week. Utah and California have begun beef over Stargazer and Astrotourism designations. Who will win? I don't know. May the better one win. Actually, that's better. We have 5 cheap smart home devices that are actually good. We have mood lighting based on network data visualization. We have Red Bull planning a giant LED game of Tetris using drones. The drones will light up and they'll form the blocks and they'll drop and turn. Someone will be playing giant Tetris in the sky. It's not me, though, because I'd beat them. And you can also make your own UFO shrubbery. Again, I've been Scott Wachter. I want to thank all our sponsors. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your attention. I will be back next week. Until then, take care of yourself. See ya. Enjoy the music.
It's getting late and I can almost see the light. I drove all night towards the steel blue sky. I gotta speed and weave and fly. I feel a push and all I do is say goodbye. Sing your name to the steel blue sky. Kiss your head and close your eyes. Sing your name with a shaky voice. Wish it went different, it ain't my choice.